What's happening, everybody? Thank you for coming to the channel. As always, if you haven't and you're watching this on YouTube, you definitely want to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you like this content. So today I'm joined by a very good friend of mine. I call him my brother from another mother, Brian Clark. And Brian, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them what you're currently doing?
Hey, everybody. I am the Vice President of Sales here at Mailbox Power. I've been helping real estate agents grow their business for the last 10 years, and I'm sure you've probably seen me on this channel a handful of times before. I am an ex-Zillow executive, and today we are actually going to talk about how we can help you leverage data-driven precision targeting with direct mail to win new listings.
Now, guys, don't let what he just said kind of fly by you. This is 2023. We're going into 2024. And if you are a real estate agent, you know what the market's looking like. And I would dare say a lot of you real estate agents probably on a weekly basis get all of these bells and whistles sent to you, right? What we're going to try and strive very hard on this video to do is to give you a 30,000-foot overview of what you really need to be doing going into 2024 for your real estate business to maximize, are you ready for this, Brian? Big words here. To maximize lead gen and conversion, right? And so we're about to get started with this. Please pay close attention because some of you, this is going to change the direction of how you generate and close deals going into next year. And as a bonus, it's going to help you really control your budget because we've got to get smarter. We've got to get targeted on what we do as real estate agents when we generate what I call the targeted specific lead, and then how we send the message to market. So Brian, why don't you kick us off in this approach and let's talk about what agents can do to maximize cash flow and to maximize the amount of conversions and closings they're going to get moving into 2024.
Absolutely. And so when I know that when we talk about data-driven precision targeting with direct mail, that may seem like a bit of a farce. But at the end of the day, we need to really focus on the data so that we know exactly who we need to put our marketing directly in front of. And so I'm actually going to share my screen right now and we'll just kind of dive right on in. One of the best sources that you will find as an agent for market data out there is the National Association of Realtors. They have spent years and years and years compiling data year over year about home buyers, home sellers, and their experience with their journeys. Now, if we take a look at this report, on page 94 is where sellers actually began in the home sellers and their selling experience. There's a couple of key points that we can find from 2023's data so that we can go and sell more homes today. One of the first things that you're going to see on here is that baby boomers made up one of the largest shares of home sellers at 30%. This was a median age of 63 years old, a median income of $89,500. But older baby boomers made up the second largest share of sellers at 22% with a median age of 71. So that means 52% nationwide, the average homeowner that's selling their house is within one specific generation, and that is the baby boomers. We also see some additional key data points down below that are really insightful and help us target the ideal clientele that we're looking for. And one of those things that we can see is that the average older boomer stays in home for roughly 16 years compared to a millennial who stays in home for on average 4 years, right? And this list goes on and on. But the next thing that I kind of want to show you guys before we move forward into the actual system that can help you really boost your sales and grow your listings month over month, year over year by targeting the right individuals using data-driven precision targeting. I want to showcase this section right here, 614, the primary reason for selling their previous home. Now, this is on page 109. I've been through this report several times, and we've actually cross-referenced all of the data. When we're done with this, we're going to give you a special treat. So everybody hang on because you're all going to get an SOP on how to target this ideal audience. But we're going to give you a small tidbit of what you can do with this just from this training. Now, we can see here that wanting to move closer to friends and family is actually the #1 reason among this particular generation that they're looking to move. And what we've done here is we've actually gone ahead and we've compiled all of the reasons this generation is looking to move. And we've created a postcard campaign specifically around these folks. Let's go ahead and dive on into Mailbox Power.
And Brian,
and
while
let's
you're
show
doing
you
that,
guys.
let me share this, guys. Why is this so important? When I first started out in real estate, those many decades ago, it seems like that, it was a one-size-fits-all marketing approach. Like when we would run a Facebook ad, it would just be a home evaluation ad, and it would be running to the general, not general, but the broad spectrum of people that live out there. And so what we were trying to do is see who might appeal to that ad. It wasn't a targeted ad, right? So what you just showed us on the data, and guys, this is Ninja Pro tip number one. Not all marketing needs to be the same for every one of your lead sources. You've got to segment your audience and then develop a message to that market and then have a vehicle to get that message to the market. So if you haven't taken that out of what he just said, you need to, because that is predictive marketing, where your message is going to resonate the hottest and the best with that demographic. Guys, you've got to get what he just said, because it will change your 2024, because now you're focused in on the message to market. So Brian, continue, my friend. That blew me away when you showed that to me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Kelly. I just want to kind of move forward with this with Mailbox Power, because one of the most powerful aspects of this system isn't pushed as often, it isn't showcased as often as it should be. And that is the qualified lead list builder that is inside of this platform. It's only 10 cents per record to get your names and your addresses of the ideal individuals that you're looking to get in front of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this mailing list by targeting individuals. I want to target all individuals. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into a zip code. It's actually near my parents, 99337. This is in Kennewick, Washington. I'm going to go ahead and move into demographics. Now, we're just going to leverage those key data points that we saw on page 95. And that is that we are going to be targeting homeowners, of course. We're going to be targeting folks that have been in their home, and I'm going to say for more than 8 years. There was some additional data that shows younger boomers were in house on average 11 years. So I want to go 8 years or greater in home. And we're just going to say single family dwelling unit. So that way we're not focused on condos or anything along those lines or duplexes. We're just focused on single family homes. Then we're just going to go into personal details. And this age group is from 58 to 76. So we're just going to go ahead and go down this list. And we are going to capture everyone that falls within the younger and older baby boomer generation. So that way we know we're putting ourselves in front of the ideal audience. Now we can see this is updated. We have 3,291 records right now. And per the National Association of Realtors and their data, they state that 52% of all sellers right now today fall within this category, within this age range, within this demographic, this time in home. So Kelly, would you say this is a highly detailed targeted list of individuals you'd want to put your postcards in front of?
I would say yes. However, and I know you're going to show it, we're going to take this list now and segment it to an even higher concentration of conversion type events. 3,200 is a great start from 12,000. So guys, if you just saw what he did, he went into a specific zip code. And instead of trying to come up with a one-size-fits-all marketing approach, we've segmented down the audience that is older in demographics, and they're going to be, for the most part, move down buyers, right? And you're going to get your probates inside this list. But right now we're at 3,200, which is great, but then we can further segment this list by income. We can further segment this list by credit score and other types of factors.
Well, and Kelly, I actually thought the same thing originally, that this list would primarily be a move down buyer or a move down seller list.
What you got?
That made the most sense to me. But as I dug through the data in here, what we actually found, there is one of these slides that actually shows the size of home that was moved from to the size of home that they moved into. So let me actually find it. So it's right here. So it's the size of home purchased compared to home recently sold. What we actually found based on data was that the younger boomers, yes, they were downsizing on average by 30 square feet. But the older boomers were actually increasing their square footage by 110 square feet. So this isn't just a category for move down sellers. This is actually an opportunity to make a lateral movement, because the data is also showing that these individuals are moving on average 90 miles away from their current home. And so the reason for that is because of that number one reason to be closer to friends and family. And so one of the things that we can see is that we have an opportunity to make a lateral movement. If we were to represent them on the sell side, we also have the opportunity to make an almost identical commission on the buy side, wherever they're moving to,
Now,
as long as we're willing to drive that 90 miles.
So check this out. And guys, if you're watching this, don't go out of here for just a second. The overlying theme is targeting your message to the correct market. So Brian, if we're looking at 68 to 76, now we're targeting right now 58 to over 70, what was it, 77?
76.
Go back into
58,
Mailbox
76.
Power and go to the 60, whatever that was, and that you just went off that screen, whatever the one was that was going to upsize potentially. Just target that age demographic. And guys, watch this.
All right, let's see what that list looks like.
The reason I'm doing this, guys, is you've got multiple lists that you can build in this one demographic. Now, we don't know what the record's going to be. However, oh, that's perfect. So without further segmenting demographics, we can go into credit, we can go into income, we can go into other issues. 1,700 people in that zip code meet that NAR requirement of potentially upsizing in that demographic to a little bit bigger home. So now your message could be, hey, are you thinking of selling and possibly getting a smaller home? Or you might think of getting a little bigger home. Check out these amazing, right? There's your message to market.
Absolutely. So all we have to do from here, I mean, we can, of course, update the criteria. We can add more to this. But statistically proven from NAR, this is who we want to put this in front of. And again, you guys, I've got more detailed target points that you'll be able to leverage. Once you sign up for Mailbox Power, you will be receiving a little goodie basket, so to speak, once you sign up, and that is going to include a standard operating procedure with all of your detailed targeting of who you could.
This is just one thing, guys.
Within this list,
this is just one thing. We're showing you one thing to show you how powerful this software is. You can target any demographic, any type of lead in this system, and message to market will go to the perfect lead. This is just one subset of a lead source, guys. Think how powerful this is in your marketing.
Now I'm simply going to go in right now and I'm just going to click buy list. And from buy list, I can go ahead and just read through all the legal jargon here and hit agree. This is going to purchase. It's going to charge your account that $9.95 for the 100 folks that I just purchased, or you can buy all 1,711
for about 170 bucks.
Yours.
And you own it.
Very inexpensive. And so the next thing here is this list is going to populate. Now it's going to take a little time for this list to populate. It may take 30 minutes, may take an hour. But what I'm actually going to dive into now is going to be the detailed targeted postcard campaign that we have, so that we can call out all of the pain points and the reasons that that baby boomer generation is making that move. So all I have to do is go into manage the shipment itself. And you can see that there are 12 cards in series here, where one card is sent out every 30 days. Now, Kelly, I know that you do a lot more frequency in cards that you send out. So would you recommend leveraging this sequence in a 12-week campaign, or would you rather see this in a 12-month?
Anytime I deal with sellers, I don't want to push them. I want to educate them. So for sellers, I'm going to go with a 1 card a month approach. For sell by owners, for expireds, we're then going to go on a weekly approach. Probates, I go every 14 days. And pre-foreclosures, I go over 7 to 12 days. Does that make sense, Brian? You've got to make sure that your message is going to be on point, and the lead that you're sending it to, you also need to know. You just said their pain point. Well, somebody going through a foreclosure probably needs to be motivated by me a little bit more than once a month.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Well, and I think that also the frequency of sending those cards also ties directly in to the urgency or need to sell the home. If we're looking at a for sale by owner, they already have the house on the market. They want it gone. If we're looking at an expired, they have already worked with an agent and they've reached a limit to where their contract is up and that home did not sell. If you're looking at a probate, a loved one has recently passed and we have a certain window that we need to sell that home within. A foreclosure, we've got to save their credit before everything goes downhill. So when we are looking at this particular generation, another piece of data that we found from the National Association of Realtors was that the baby boomer generation specifically will hold out for the right deal on their listing. They'll hold out for the right offer before they actually move. Yes, there are concessions in price that we are currently seeing, but this particular generation has time to make that move happen because they're not confined to a job or anything along those lines. So these specific cards are designed to call out those individual reasons for selling, or what I like to call pain points. And so what we can see here is the very first thing that we have on this is thinking of being closer to family. We can help you find the perfect nest within arm's reach of your nearest and dearest. We've sold homes even in this market. Everybody right now is hearing about what, Kelly? The length of time that homes are on market.
Interest
What's it
rates,
doing?
length of time, homes that are listed right now aren't selling for the list price. So there's all of that inside of the soup, if you will, that's on the mentality or the mindset of the recipient of this card. So this card is designed to answer those objections or those fears in a way that maybe a cold call can't or an email can't. Does that make sense, Brian?
Absolutely. And Kelly, can you explain what we actually have here in the center of the card?
There's two things I'm going to explain right here, guys. And again, these cards, which by the way, I don't know if I should say it right now or not, but these cards are available to you guys. We've created these for you. You get these cards. But I digress. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. The auto image merge. So let's say hypothetically that I add Brian Clark at 123 Hoopy Doopy Lane in Granite Bay, California, as a possible lead for this marketing contingent. When I start this 12-month, one card per month campaign, not only is Mailbox Power Software going to put his name on the card, Brian, but it's going to pull a Google Street image of his home right there in center. Now, Brian, why is that important?
That's important because it's all about catching the eye of the individual that you're marketing. And if you can place a photo of their home directly on that card and you can personalize it by putting their name on it, you're taking 2 steps ahead of what any other real estate marketer in your area is going to be doing. Most folks are doing what? They're going EDDM.
Yeah.
They're buying.
Hold on.
the entire
EDDM,
neighborhood.
which is a card to everybody, regardless of where they're at demographically. Number one, it's a waste of money because you're having to send it to everybody to catch this one guy, right? That is no bueno in 2023, 2024. We've got to get selective and targeted. And with the right message to market, your conversions go through the roof, Brian.
Absolutely. And what does that card say from EDDM?
My name is, I'm with, would you like your home value? Click this link, myhomevalueinhouston.com. That's or if it's as a real estate agent, I've gotten EDMs where it's been just an absolutely gorgeous female. I'm sorry to say it, but this happens. And do you think when I bring that to my wife and say, honey, what do you think about calling her up? My wife's going to say, heck no, right? People don't care what you look like. They want to see their name, their house, and whatever your message is to titillate them to take action. And they might not take action on this card, but guess what? By the 3rd month, they're going to know you and your brand because of your message.
Absolutely. So that first card, highly personalized, it's got their name on it. It's calling out their name right out of the gate. And then it's actually got a photo of their home on it. The next card that we have in sequence here is ready to turn the page to your next adventure. Your golden years deserve a golden home near your family. Beautifully resonated message. And this will drive home to that generation who are desperately looking to move closer to their family and their grandchildren.
And stay right. Go back one. Guys, what you're not going to see, because obviously on this webinar, we only have a limited amount of time to share this amazing product with you. On the back of the card, there's an additional message. We typically will put what we call a trackable QR code. When you're an executive level, you get a trackable QR code. What does that mean, Brian?
So what that means is that we have an individualized identifier on each QR code. So if we were to send this mailing out right now to these 100 baby boomers that we just downloaded, those 100 baby boomers are all going to get a unique card. It may be unique because it has their name on it, of course, or because it has their address and a photo of their home. But once they scan that QR code, it's actually going to notify you on your end, and you're going to be able to see who scanned the card, John Smith, 123 Main Street. You're also going to be able to see which card in this sequence they scanned, so that you know what your top performing cards are, so that you can keep them in the rotation and you don't lose those cards that are making you the most money.
And we're taking those trackable, scannable QR codes that identify the end user when they scan it. We're using those not to send them. And guys, hear what I'm saying right now, because this is pro tip number 2, if you're keeping track. We are using those QR codes to send them to a video funnel where we are going to speak a message to that card and to that month. So what we like to do is all 12 cards, we set ourselves up on our Google Calendar. Kelly, your next card is going out in 10 days. Make sure you create your message for that month for that audience. Guys, conversions go through the roof because it's not a 12-month-old message. Hey guys, Kelly here with Hoopy Doopy Realty. In this video, we want to share what's going on in your market, right? That message resonates. And because it's education-based, your conversions statistically are going to be higher.
Absolutely. So as you guys can see, the screen has been changing. I've been moving through all of the different cards that are within this sequence. So all we have to do to add this QR code directly to this list is we just say https://mailboxpower.com. Now, of course, you would put your landing page, your website, wherever you wanted this to go, and then you'll receive that notification on those postcards every time someone goes ahead and scans it. And I think one of my favorite parts about this is that you can also leverage Zapier once someone scans that card. So if you're using KV Core, if you're using Real Geeks, if you're using Sync, if you're using Chime, you name it, you can add a tag to that contact inside of your CRM, which can then launch additional automations such as texts, emails, or phone calls, so that you can work the hottest leads that are in your list and get the best out of it. Now, all you have to do to launch this campaign is you would simply go into Manage Recipients. We would go to Connect a Group to a marketing list, and we go ahead and we would enroll the group of individuals that we just purchased. Now, the group isn't readily available on my screen just yet because it takes a little time for them to load in and for us to make sure that the data is accurate that we're sending out to you. But once that list is available, you simply click enroll and you will add that group directly to your list. You activate the campaign or the automation. Our printers are going to fire off here at Mailbox Power, and those are going to go live. Now, we've shown you guys one of the best ways that you can leverage direct mail to go ahead and win new clients. Kelly, would you like for me to show you guys how you can actually retain clients and win referrals going down the road?
This is awesome. Stellar, guys. Watch this.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up another window, and let me just share this with you guys. So when it comes to closing gifts, most agents do what? I've heard a lot of different stories over the last 10 years that I've been in the game. Usually a television, something large, maybe $300 to $700 worth of their commission.
No. The average
they'll put
agent,
towards it.
No, I've done surveys on this. The average agent. Now, if you are not the average agent, I'm not talking to you, so don't think I'm being negative. But here's what the average agent does. Closing set up on that home at 11:30 a.m. at the title company. Agent wakes up, has some coffee and breakfast. It's now 10 o'clock. It's an hour and a half before closing. And now they're getting ready, putting their outfit together. They're excited because they get a commission check. And they start out the door and oh my God, I don't have anything to give them. So they run to their local supermarket store, say Publix, whatever is in your state. And they go and they purchase a $10 cheap bottle of wine. that the end user will never use, maybe use it for spaghetti sauce, but they're not going to drink it. They get a Starbucks gift card that is not personalized. They get a Hallmark card that's not personalized. And maybe they get a bag and they stuff it with that white paper. They've probably spent $35 on that gift to make a $12,000 commission check. They show up. Oh, and then they buy those balloons, Brian, that says congratulations, that float. And they show up thinking, holy crap, look what I've done, right? And that end user, their client, will never remember them from that closing gift.
That is very true. So, and Kelly, you are right. Most agents that are out there that aren't doing a ton of business are doing exactly that. They're not pre-planning their closing gifts. They're not taking the time to personalize any of those items, and they are just buying a cheap bottle of wine. I think I gave a little bit more credit than the average agent should have, but I do like to think that most folks do have the best intentions when it comes to these things. So we'll go ahead and dive in. I'm going to showcase with you guys today a $211.38 closing gift. And this is over the length of 2.5 years. So that way you can stay top of mind and give yourself the best opportunity to have that client that you recently sold a home to send you a referral to their friends and their family when those individuals are looking to make a move. Now, we do have closing gifts that range from $211 all the way up to $800. So there's several different packages of these that are being installed currently right now into Mailbox Power. There's a lot of good things that are coming with the ultimate closing gift. But we'll kind of start out home sweet home for a card. And there's also going to be a 4-pack of brownies that'll be sent out. Home sweet home, their name is on it. The blank family, the last name family. So that way these items are all going to be personalized specifically for them. You can see 90 days after that first card with the brownies goes out, there's going to be a always room for home improvement greeting card that'll be sent out. And there's also going to be a $25 Home Depot gift card. You can see the following 90 days, it's going to be going to great lengths with a giraffe, which is kind of hilarious because we think about the long neck. And then it transitions over to a tape measure that is going to be personalized with their information right there on the tape measure, so they know that it is their tape measure. Next, these individuals are going to receive a card and a Coca-Cola water bottle. It's Coca-Cola shaped water bottle so that they can stay hydrated. And of course, you can transition this. If you sold them early on in the summer months, and this is approaching towards the winter months, of course, we can change these around so you're not sending the stay hydrated during the winter. You want to send that during the summer. But this list is going to go on, and this is going to be a closing gift that will be sent out, including gift cards, mugs,
and it's
all
automated.
Specific
it's
items.
Automated.
Fully automated for 2.5 years so that you can stay top of mind with that seller or buyer that you recently represented, giving you the best opportunity to win those repeat and
now, Brian, do they have to pay the entire price when they purchase the automation, or is the cost split over every 90 days when it's created and sent? How does that work?
So it's only going to be charged when the item is shipped. So that's the thing. The very first item that's on this list, the card and the brownies, that's what you're going to be billed for when this item ships. 90 days later, that's when that Home Depot gift card is going to go out. That's when that greeting card is going to go out. That's when you'll be charged for those particular items. So as we go down this list, you're going to be spreading that $211 out over the course of 2.5 years. So it's not going to feel as tough or as hard on your commission right out of the gate. Now, I want you guys to think about this for a moment. I did a little bit of research on me doing research is weird, right, Kelly?
I'm telling you.
All right, so I did a little research on the average home value in the marketplace today. And so one of the things I was looking at is nationwide, average home value is $431,000. Kelly, what would you say the average commission is today?
It varies. Just say 3% to make it simple. We're seeing 2.5% to 3%. Let's just go 3%, and then we can work backwards from there.
Let's stay on the optimistic side, and let's hope that it stays at that 3%. So we're looking at a $12,930 commission. Now, of course, this is before splits, this is before taxes, but this is what you can earn from the sale of one home. Now, being that that's what you earn from the sale of one home, let's take a look at the cost of Mailbox Power. the executive plan, which is more for businesses, where you get the QR codes that are individually trackable so
Additional
that
free
you can
cards.
track. Yep. Prepaid, prepaid greeting cards that can go out every single month. You are looking at $199 per month with this plan so that you can track and measure your results and you can win new business. Now, let's just say you were to spend an additional $200 a month on postage, and that would run what, about 301 postcards that you'd send
I
out,
think we
right?
figured 350 cards. And guys, don't miss what he's saying. The cards at executive cost you nothing. You just pay postage. So let's figure let's just say 300 cards a month. I think it's closer to 350, but let's say 300 cards a month going out every single month.
So let's just go ahead and divide this 12,930 by $400, right? So we would actually get a breakdown of 32 months of that. So if I divide that by 12 now,
Almost 3 years.
that is 2.6 years, 2.7 years. So with this highly precision, detailed targeting and a postcard series that's going to go out to this generation, calling their specific reasons to sell. Kelly, do you feel we could close just one inside of 6 to 12 months?
Okay. Yes. However, a very weak agent, and I'm talking about somebody that doesn't have a huge conversion message to market, 1% ancillary. But just say one. Let's just say one.
I just want to keep it as simple as possible.
Just
if you were to
one.
get one closing,
paid for almost 3 years of this whole
yep,
program
over
with one closing.
Over 2.5 years of this entire platform, including your postage, including the monthly subscription fee, one closing covers 2.5 years of this program. But I'm going to let Kelly dive in, because not only are we going to get you guys set up to where you have the ultimate closing gift, not only are we going to get you set up so that you have the National Association of Realtors data-driven precision targeting standard operating procedure and 12 months worth of postcards to go out to baby boomers specifically so that you can win that listing inside of that 6 to 12 months. I'm going to actually turn this over to Kelly, and I'm going to let him share the "but wait, there's more" moment.
All right, guys. So what you've heard so far is a completely different way to market your business. Brian, I literally, my YouTube channel we're about to hit 8,000 subscribed. Trust me when I tell you this, every week I've got multiple agents on my calendar. I've got over 1,000 agents that have come into Mailbox Power using the product because I'm so fervent about this particular product. And there are other companies out there. Trust me, I've used them, and I don't want to badmouth anybody. I have found the platform that we get at Mailbox Power just absolutely is so far and above anything else that I've used. It's not even close. And I look at how to automate my business. I look at how easy it is to create from scratch a card. I look at things like being able to generate predictive targeted leads. And guys, he only showed you a subset. You can generate renters. Brian, I don't know if you know this or not, but I do a training on this. Inside of Mailbox Power, when I do the list builder, I can go into any county, say Orange County, Florida, and I can find every renter that makes $250,000 or more per year that's renting. There's your luxury buyer. And in today's market, guys, so I'll give you this. In Orlando, Florida, in Orange County, Florida, there's 700,000 people. I found 200 renters making $250,000 or more per year. With builder concessions right now, you better believe that's a list I would be going after. 200 people will cost me about $120 a month to market to renters making that kind of bling. With the right builder connections, guys, there are multiple closings just with that list, right? So at the end of the day, with everything that you guys just saw, with the ability to create some of the most amazing branded gifts, create cards, free postcards for life, just pay the postage, the trackable QR code. One of the things that I found out early on, and I had to just do this, Brian, through process of elimination, is cards. Like, agents needed to have cards, and sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. Well, I went ahead and took that out of the equation. So guys, I'm going to share with you right now, if you go ahead and use the link, and we're going to give it to you at the end, and go ahead and get your executive membership. And by the way, Brian, if you want to tell them at the end if there's a special, I think they're going to like it. If you guys get your executive membership, I'm going to show you the cards that I've created for you. And these are all cards I'm going to give you. And they are editable. Everything about the card you can edit. I give you full rights to do that. So let me share my screen and let's jump into this. So for absentee cards, guys, this is just a sampling of the cards I'm going to give you. And they have the trackable QR codes. And every bit of these cards you're going to be able to edit. Let's look at your personal farm. Now, I distinguish, Brian, personal farm from geo farm. If you are a real estate agent and you live in a neighborhood, you have got to start farming to your neighborhood. Who better to list homes than you if you live in a neighborhood? And if you're not farming in the neighborhood, these cards give you a one-up. Every bit of these cards are editable. Hey, I'm not only a realtor, I'm your neighbor. Take a look at what we just sold in our neighborhood. Who better to deal with than the realtor that lives there, because that realtor's passionate about home values. They know what's going on in the market. They know what's going on in the community. So there are a sampling of the different cards you get for your personal neighborhood to farm. Let's talk about expired listings, which we didn't even talk about today, Brian. I get in my market hundreds of expireds a month, right? Here's just a sampling of the cards that we send out to the expireds. And again, guys, you get all of these cards as well as the ability to create your own cards if you so choose. I just happen to like my cards and I'm giving them to you guys. Here's foreclosure cards. Check this out, guys. Again, a sampling. In my area, Brian, I'm getting 160 plus pre-foreclosure leads per month. Per month. Can you imagine starting them on a 14-week or a 14-day, each card going out for 14 days. And instead of asking for the listing, you're there to solve the problem. You're there to be a bridge builder for them so that they can get the fear and the stress. Well, these cards are designed with that in mind, guys, to help them pull their head up out of the sand and know that they can partner with somebody just like you, real estate agent. And these cards are ready for you to edit and start sending to pre-foreclosures. FSBOs, this is one of my favorites. Our FSBO cards are designed to not get you in their face because you, quote, have a buyer. These cards are designed for you to give them value. We in our team, we are all about value-added marketing. So if you can provide value, they are going to give you the thing you want in exchange, and that's time. So our FSBO cards are designed for you to come in as soon as they list their home as a FSBO and start giving them value before you ever ask for the possible listing. And one pro tip, we'll call this pro tip number 4. We also have a program, guys, for their FSBOs that if they do sell their home and they're buying another one, you have a one-up on other local area agents with our direct mail, because you're now going to go after them and try and be their buyer's agent. And all of that is put into our training for the FSBO cards. And now for the regular Geo Farm. These are all set up for you to farm any neighborhood in your farm, guys. Again, all of these cards are created for you and you can edit them. And then lastly, or 2 more, Home Partners. Home Partners, if you're not familiar, is one of these programs that's a rent to own. So I created a 5-card series. If you don't use Home Partners, but you have another rent to own program, these cards are perfect for you to go and send to local farm renters that you can purchase inside of Mailbox Power. And then let's look
Now,
at
Kelly,
cash offers. Go ahead.
now that Home Partners of America program, that's something that you and I actually talked about a couple of years back
Correct.
when the rates first started to increase. And these guys actually made it so that you could still help your buyers that were outpriced in the market. So I kind of wanted to stop on this really quick and just kind of let this resonate, because Kelly, you had some buyers, you were telling me a story that were pre-approved for 500,000.
Yes.
And when that rate increased the first time, they were then approved for $350,000 worth of home.
Correct. They lost a lot of buying
100
power.
They lost 150,000 in buying power right then and there, just due to a rate shift. And you were able to help those folks get into a home with the Home Partners of America program. And they still have a couple of years left to where they can purchase that home outright if they choose to do so. And so I just wanted to kind of stop on that one really fast, because I think this is an extremely powerful program for those that are looking to continue to work with buyers in today's market?
This actually answers the I don't want to buy because interest rates are too high. Well, what if you could move into your dream home and you have up to 5 years to purchase the home? Well, that's what Home Partners does. So let's say 2 years from now, interest rates go down. Then they can convert that Home Partner lease option to a actual home purchase. And these cards are dedicated to putting your message in front of the right market. Imagine sending that to a list of renters in your area that are really scared to buy, but they need to rent with the option to buy. Very powerful. And you get all those cards. We have cash offer cards. So you can send these to any demographic that has a home and offer them the ability to do cash offers. And I know that there are multiple cash offer programs. Most of your mainline brokerages have in-house cash offer. I used to use a company called Zudilio. They have cash offer. So if you have a true cash offer program, these cards are perfect for that. And then let's talk about probate. This goes in line with the beginning of this video when Brian was segmenting the audience to show you in that specific age group. Well, guys, probate is typically what's going to happen when you have a seller who's passed on. And a probate can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months to get approved to be able to sell, to have somebody approved to be over the probate home and to control it. Well, if you want to market to probates, we've got all the cards for you. And these cards are amazing, if I say so myself. And so, guys, that's what we've created. So again, the offer, you get all of the cards inside of Mailbox Power, including what Brian just shared with you, the ultimate gift. You get the first set of cards that's based on that demographic he showed you as an ancillary. And those are all. You get all of my cards. And I think at last that I saw, Brian, I have almost 65 done for you cards in 7 different niches. But we've got one other. Starting next week, I'm firing back up with my local training on Mailbox Power, lead generation, and conversion strategies. And we're going to put a lot of soup into this, ingredients into the soup mix. So as soon as you sign up using my link, you are going to get a video from me welcoming you, a 20-minute video dashboard walkthrough, and links below the video to every single one of my cards, including my letters. I actually have letters that you can download, edit, and print to go along with the direct mail. But not only that, starting next week, when you get my email welcoming you to Mailbox Power, you're also going to get a link that you will need to put onto your calendar. It's a recurring mastermind, Fridays from 12 to 12:30, and I'll be doing those live and answering questions. So guys, if you like what you saw, it's very simple. Go to MBP, that's Mailbox Power, MB as in boy, P, ninja.com, and it will show you the different plans. I recommend choosing executive because that's where you get more free cards, more options, and you get that trackable QR code. Brian, take this thing home.
Well, if we were actually, if we're going to take this home, I'm going to actually go to mbpninja.com and I'm going to let this load up and I'm going to share my screen because you guys, what you're going to see with this is that we have a special 90-day package that you guys have the ability to sign up for and that you have the ability to capture. And so if I click on this view, this 90-day package right here, one of the things we're going to see on the executive wholesale plan is it's going to give you all of the detailed information that we have laid out in this meeting. You're going to get 5.5 by 8.5 postcards, completely unlimited. You just pay the postage on those. You're also going to get 200 prepaid monthly greeting cards in your account. These are birthday cards, holiday cards, and right now is the perfect time to send out a Thanksgiving card to your sphere. Right now is the best time to go ahead and start getting ready for your Christmas or your holiday cards, depending on which holiday you celebrate in the month of December. Get ready to send those cards out so that you can help yourself stay top of mind with your audience and win more potential deals. You're also going to get that dynamic QR code that's going to help you track and measure the results of your direct mail campaigns. And the best part of this, you guys, you're also going to get one-on-one priority support from the team here at Mailbox Power. Now, I would say having the training on top of that is an icing on the cake. It is a gravy on the turkey. Kelly Wheeler has done amazing work. He has brilliant strategies, and he's going to help you guys cross the finish line with closings. but we're going to give you over $150 in savings on that executive plan for the first 90 days. So you are almost getting one free month. Do yourselves a favor, go to mbpninja.com and sign up for the executive plan today.
Excellent. All right, guys. So let's end this by saying we appreciate you. It is a new season in real estate. Those of you that have been watching all of the recent NAR decisions, you've been listening to the gurus on YouTube. I want to tell you the same thing that I tell my probate clients. Don't be afraid. You need to shift with the market. You need to control your expenses, and you need to make sure that your message to the market is going to the right market. Your message is on point, and guys, great things will happen for you as we go into 2024. Don't forget that there is tremendous support with this product. There is absolutely some amazing training that's coming up. And go to mbpninja.com, take advantage of it, and then watch for my introduction email and the email that I send you for our weekly trainings that will be started in the next 7 days. Brian, thank you so much. My friend, as always, you bring such good value to the group that we have here on YouTube and the other places that I'm going to share this video. And I just, again, from my heart to you, thank you so much. I love the stuff you guys are doing at Mailbox Power.
Thanks for having me on, Kelly.
All right, guys, until I see you on the next video, go get you some closings.